Hello, and thank you for tuning into the Stuff I Heard podcast. I'm your host, Joshua Peak, and I happen to have Dolores with me again today. She is on the mend. Hello, baby doll.
Hello.
We apparently got the funk. All
Yes, it has
this,
kicked my butt.
all this hugging necks and kissing baby stuff is for the birds. They tend to get sick and then they just share it. I mean, it's supposed to be out of love, right?
I guess.
Like, hi, I love, and then they sneeze right in your face, and you're like, oh, that's gonna be great. Yeah. So anyway, I am on the mend. I feel much better. You look like you're on the mend.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Yeah. You had the worst of it, I think, the other day, but luckily we're
Yeah, and then
we're
an
both
antibiotic just didn't do. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if they're worth them, if they're worth it.
well, like your body, like you were saying, your body's supposed to have a certain amount of bacteria, and
Yeah, and antibiotics just don't do. I don't do well on
is
antibiotics.
antibiotics maybe sometimes taking away too much of your
That's
bacteria?
what I think happens to me most
Yeah.
of the time. See, I'm one of those adults that probably still needs to be on the pink amoxicillin.
Just the cheap stuff.
Yeah, it
Just give me the cheap stuff.
the cheap. I know that it's not very strong, but it
Yeah.
just, I don't know, the stronger antibiotic just does not work. It wreaks havoc on me. And
Yeah.
I felt so bad Tuesday. I actually left work Tuesday early, and I because I felt so bad.
Which I don't
And
think you've done maybe once ever.
I missed a couple days last year with COVID. I want to say it was like February of last year, and I tested like on a Saturday. That's when I felt the worst, was like Saturday and Sunday. And then they would not let me come back to work until Wednesday.
Yeah.
So I missed 2 days of work last year due to being out with COVID. This year, it's only so far been one, thankfully. I did leave early Tuesday. They wanted me to stay home longer, and everybody kept telling me that if the office comes down with the crud, that it was all my fault. That they did not want to hear me whining because everybody was working remote. But
It's
so
because you're a giver. You're just trying
well,
to
I mean,
give.
I'm just not. I'm going to try to go to work and give it what I got. And Tuesday, I gave it all I had, and I was just like, I left. So we have
Yeah.
we are very fortunate with the company I work for. We have a company doctor that's right across the street at the steel mill where there's a lot of employees. The actual company doctor was out sick, but we do have a nurse practitioner also. And if you're able to go over there, that it's free of charge. It's something our company offers to us with our insurance. And some antibiotics, a lot of antibiotics, they actually have in house that they will give us. And if they give you the antibiotic, that you don't have to pay anything for it. That's part of your company benefits. Just so happened that I needed some cough syrup and they didn't have any. They were completely out because they have seen so many sick people, they said. So they just called everything in, and I leave work, go get it. And as I'm at the window getting ready to get my prescription, the girl looks at me and says, the pharmacist has recommended that you take a probiotic with this. And I was thinking, oh, great. They didn't give me amoxicillin. They gave me something stronger.
Mm,
But I felt so bad. I was like, I'm just going to take it. So I
hmm.
bought the probiotic, and it was like $15 a bottle. I mean, I know probiotic is like a live bacteria or live
That's the
yeast,
live culture.
live
Yeah.
culture. So it has to stay in the refrigerator.
It's
You
supposed to be
take
the good bacteria for your gut.
right,
Yeah.
right. And so I bought a bottle of it for $15. I thought, oh, how convenient that they've
You
got
could have
it.
just ate a bunch of sauerkraut,
No way. I'd rather take the 4 pills per day.
kimchi, some fermented cat sauerkraut,
So I took those. I took two in the morning, two in the afternoon. I've been doing that.
kombucha.
They gave me a Z pack, I guess is what it's called. Z
Yeah.
pack. It's like 2 pills the first day and then 1 pill a day for 4 days.
Yeah.
A little bit strong, I guess, for my system. I don't know. Although the probiotic worked great for my gut, it did kill the bacteria in my throat, and I developed, what is it called?
Thrush,
Thrush. And
not thrash.
thrush. Yeah.
I like the fact that you were like, I got the thrash. And I was like, I don't think that's a thing. You're like, yeah, I got thrash. It's in my throat. I was like, no, it's not thrash. It's thrush. You're like, I think it's thrash. I was like, don't think so.
If you tell people that you have that, they say, I thought that only happened in babies, but
It
apparently
can.
it can happen in adults because the antibiotic I was on killed the bacteria in my throat. And I wouldn't say that it's extremely painful. It is just extremely uncomfortable. It's just odd. I don't know if anybody's ever had it before, you know what I'm talking about. If
Well,
you've
apparently when we're babies, we have it,
yeah, and they can't really tell you
right? And
what's going
they
on.
don't really know.
It feels to me like you know how whenever you eat something hot and you really burn the roof of your
Yeah,
mouth and it's very sensitive, very
yeah.
that's the way the back of my tongue is.
Huh.
And I noticed it, I don't know, I don't want to say it was like almost immediately. I think Thursday, and I just started taking the antibiotic on Tuesday. So
Sounds like
anyway,
something you want to gargle something with.
yes, I had to get a mouthwash. Um, had to get a
Medicated mouthwash.
some type of medicated mouthwash that tastes like oh
Chalk.
no, I wouldn't say chalk. The description on the front of the bottle says cherry mint flavor cream,
Oh,
and it is
you hate mint.
yeah, and it is kind of like a like almost like a cream liqueur. It does have a creamy consistency. It's not like a clear liquid or a thin liquid, but it has to me a very strong cinnamon taste.
Mm.
Yeah, I have to gargle and swish it around in my mouth 4 times a day, and it says to either spit it out or swallow it, and oh, it just tastes so bad. It's yeah, it's not good. Has it helped? Yes and no. It has not completely gone away. And I'm trying to think what day. I think that was Friday that I started that. So I guess maybe it just hasn't been long enough. It's not gotten any
It's only
worse.
been 2 days.
Yeah, it's not gotten any worse. So that is a good
Are you
thing.
using it the prescribed amount?
Yes, 4 times. The first
Okay.
day I could not. I didn't get it in time. I only used it 2 times the first day,
All right.
but 4 times yesterday. Yes, and so far I think I'm on 2 times for that today.
Yeah.
I'm
So
just ready to feel better. This is just like what? How much snot? There's no other nicer way to
I,
put
I
it.
like how they did our table. You were like, does your body just keep
I
generating
know.
this? And
It's
I'm like,
like I blow
yeah,
my,
kind
I
of.
mean, it's like what in the world is up there in
It's
my sinuses?
it's bacteria and
Oh my
good
gosh.
and bad, and it's fighting a battle to
It feels like I have
save you.
been drowning for over a
Yeah.
week.
Hopefully the good ones are kicking the bad ones out.
God, I hope so.
But then it comes in the form of snot and mucus and
I mean, if I
yeah.
don't have this again till next year, I'll be perfectly fine with
Listen,
that.
I told you, if I could have weighed some of that stuff that come out of me, you'd be like,
Oh,
"Holy crap, that came out of one person," and you thought I was exaggerating, and now you got it. So, yeah, sorry,
yeah,
sharing is
yes,
caring.
yeah, I guess.
Um,
And I'm thinking all this stems from Christmas because we had a sick
yeah,
grandson. Then we went down to Georgia and we had
and I was feeling
another.
better, and then I got it
Yeah,
again. Yeah,
we were around more kids that had snotty, runny nose, and
yeah.
man, those little germ catchers
Hmm.
decided to share.
I thought I'd try something different on this podcast.
Okay, what are we doing?
I want to do like an unofficial commercial.
An official commercial?
Yeah, they're not paying us, and they don't know we're doing it. I just kind of want to talk about them.
Okay.
Agave downtown.
Yeah, they're great.
We had dinner downtown in Florence. If you're ever in Florence, go check out Agave. They're really good. The people who own that own several restaurants around in Florence. But I gotta tell you, I like Agave. I really do. They make a special Pollo chicken. It's a chicken and spinach deal. Pollo Popeye is what they call it. The Popeye, obviously, for spinach. It's delicious. They're lovely. The people there are always so nice.
Yeah, are they the same? Is that the same?
They own Mia Tierra and yep,
Oh, okay. What about the agave
yep.
over on the
They own
south
that
side
too.
of town?
Yep.
Because to
And
me,
apparently they also own Baja Fresh, the new place in town.
oh, really?
Yeah, so listen, if you're in Florence, you can guarantee you're going to get some good Mexican food. It is awesome.
Yeah, each one is a little bit different. It's hard to believe that all of them are owned by the same people.
They're all slightly different with their menus,
Yes.
and they're all slightly different with their
Well, even with their
with everything.
dishes on their menu,
Yeah.
because you can get fish tacos at Agave downtown
Hmm.
and the Agave on the south side of town, the fish tacos are totally different.
Yep.
I mean, they're still good, but they are different. So I guess maybe each location is run by a different, maybe manager,
Or different family member.
and
Could
they'd
be.
had their own spin on
Yeah.
certain dishes. Yeah.
Now I
guess that's true.
noticed, like I was talking to mom on the phone, and we were talking about the new Baja Fresh here in or no, Baja Joe's,
Baja Joe's.
Baja
Yeah.
Joe's, and how some of the people working in there I recognize from other restaurants as being the more seasoned, kind of veteran people, older, possibly in management kind of situations. But I was really impressed with Baja Joe's when we went there. But yeah,
Yeah, we've only
agave.
been once, but I know
I
several
thought
people
about
who's
doing this as
been.
like a little unofficial commercial for something local. If you're in Florence, South Carolina, and you happen to go downtown on Evans Street, check out Agave. It's really great.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. So I just figured we'd throw a little unofficial
Yeah,
commercial in there just for funsies.
that's the first time we've been in a
I
while.
mean, I guarantee you the tens of listeners I have are going to be like, I got to check them out. But, why not? Why not talk about, I mean, I'm always talking about how we need to promote the positive in things. Here's a local place in Florence. They're doing great. Yay. Good job.
Yeah, I agree.
So, anyway, um, we almost went through the dark ages.
Oh my God. Yeah. TikTok stopped last
TikTok
night. I don't know
stopped
what time it was. It
10
was
p.m.
10 p.m. And they said midnight. They cheated
It
us
just
out of
went
2 hours. It went
dark.
dark.
And I
And,
felt like I went dark. I
you
was like,
know,
what do I do now?
the weird thing is, I had seen on TikTok, I want to say earlier, I don't know if it was Friday, earlier Saturday, I don't remember, Thursday, where I had seen where somebody had said that it wasn't, that it was going to go, it was going to be banned. And the ban would mean that no new people could sign up and that nobody could post anything new, but what the old content would still be there. But that's not true.
No,
If
the
you
whole thing
clicked
just
on
shut
the
down.
app, you actually got a
Yeah.
dialogue box that said it is unavailable at this time.
Well, and I'd seen advertisements saying that if they shut down, everyone will switch into Lemon 8. So I downloaded Lemon 8 just to see,
I
okay,
didn't
well,
see
what's going to
Lemonade. I
happen?
seen the red.
Red Note.
Red Note.
Red
Red
Note
Note.
is a Chinese app, which I haven't downloaded that.
I hadn't
but,
either. I hadn't even done the lemon.
I signed up for the Lemon 8 just to see what it was. It's not the same.
Well, nothing's going to be the same.
But I was
it's
like,
different.
I couldn't even navigate it. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I can't find anything.
When
Anybody
did
I used to
TikTok
watch.
start?
That's a great question.
I mean, because
we need a producer to look this stuff
because
up.
for the longest time it was Facebook, but I don't know. I done a little bit of following different people's messages last night.
TikTok actually started September of 2016.
Okay, because
but it said the most downloaded app in October of 18. And as of 2022, TikTok had over 3 billion downloads and over 1 billion active users each month. That's
well,
but that was 3 years ago. Why don't they have a more of an update?
I know that a lot of people that I've watched, and I don't follow a lot of people. It's just not me. It's not who I am. But I do have some that pop up on my For You pretty regularly, I guess, because I watch their videos.
Sure.
And maybe it has algorithms to tell if you, what is that, left swipe so that you can see.
Not only that, but how long you watch it.
I guess.
Like there's some things that you're like, what am I watching? And then if you keep scrolling, you get more and more of those videos because it's like, well, they were kind of interested in this. Let's see if there's something else they might be interested in.
Yeah, like I say, I had several people that I had watched their videos and I guess through the entirety, and I had even left swiped on them to see how many followers they had, looked at some of their old videos. And I did notice several of those yesterday that was posting that, they were moving to Red Note or that they were on other platforms, Instagram, which I was never an Instagram user before. So I really didn't see me go into Instagram at all if TikTok went away. I'm not really sure why. I guess everybody has their comfort level of what they deem is user friendly. I don't know. And to me, TikTok was way more user friendly than Instagram. I don't know why. And I'm sure it's just the fact that I've not used it very often. But Facebook, so what I was meaning to say, and I got off topic there, was last night I had seen where several people had posted the videos where everybody was talking about the different senators that has bought stock in this one company. What is the name of the company?
Meta.
Meta. And then
Meta is the
and you do know if
company that owns Facebook and Instagram, which is Mark Zuckerberg.
So if you Google who owns Meta, Mark Zuckerberg comes up.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, okay, let me see if I'm following this thing the correct way. So the owner of Facebook has lost, I'm sure, a lot of users / people selling products on his feed because they've all gone to TikTok. So he goes to Washington and buys a bunch of people off to get them to pass a law.
We don't call it that. We call it donating to their campaign fund.
But I mean, so in other words, you're saying that the people that want to ban TikTok have a vested interest in Facebook and Instagram doing well.
Not only that, but it is illegal. It's insider trading for them to invest in a company that they're lobbying to change laws for.
But nobody does
But
anything
most
about
everybody
it.
in Congress is doing it, so no one's attacking anybody for it.
Yeah.
And yeah, last night I saw lots of very angry people saying there's 170 million of us on this app right now, and there's 7 of them not wanting this and investing in Meta.
But they got it. It went dark.
Yeah.
I mean, it went dark. They got what they wanted.
So,
and I'm sure that whatever got it turned back on this morning or this afternoon, whenever it was, it came back live. I don't know exactly when it was.
It could be another loophole that Trump threw into place where he was like, you know what, we're just going to call it this now or whatever. I don't know.
I mean, I don't
is
know.
It ownership?
But the thing of it is Facebook has turned into nothing but, and I know this because I have sadly bought 1 or 2 items off of like seeing it on my Facebook feed, and I purchased it. Pair of shoes was one of them, and it come from China.
Yeah.
It took 2 months or longer to get the shoes. They got my money right up front, and then when the item got here, it was a piece of crap. So if everything that you see on Facebook that is for sale is coming from there, isn't he doing the same thing? I mean, I'm sorry, I just don't understand it.
Oh, it's all about control.
And yet I have bought stuff from the TikTok shop. I have fell in love with some very bougie laundry detergent.
Bougie laundry detergent.
Yeah. And I mean,
hey, another commercial. What's the laundry detergent's name?
It comes from a company called Happy Bar.
Happy Bar.
And it is.
Shout out to Happy Bar.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Bougie laundry detergent is making my wife very happy with.
But when I get a package, it is from the U.S. It is from the U.S. And a lot of these laundry, actually now I'm having to try to find it somewhere else because Happy Bar stays out of it all the time. There's other companies. This one called WR Fragrance, I think it's called. One's called Maverick. They're all U.S. owned, private, small people that are making this stuff in their home or in their own little warehouse and sending this stuff out UPS. So, I mean, I would much rather do business that way. But yet everybody said TikTok was being banned because the Chinese was getting all of our money.
Which is not true. It's actually owned by a company out of Singapore, and people think that Singapore is in China. It's not.
But I also read somewhere that there's a lot of investors in TikTok that are U.S. companies.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. It's different. I don't know if tomorrow is going to make a difference or not.
It's politicians playing chess with things where they don't know what the hell they're talking about. I mean, I watched the guy just relentlessly go after the head of TikTok saying, so you telling me this connects to my Wi-Fi at my house? And he's like, well, I mean, that's kind of how the internet works.
Yeah.
He's like trying to explain to him how the internet works. And this guy's like thinking,
I don't think
TikTok is going to make his washing machine come on at night or something. I don't know what the hell this guy's thinking, but
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Facebook one of those apps that people have said all this time that you can mention something in conversation in your home and it will hit your algorithm?
Yep.
Oh, I'm looking to buy a new car.
Well, everything you own does that. Your phone does that.
I mean, so
Apple just got sued for something ridiculous. But it ends up being that everyone should get like a $70 check if you sign up. But it's something where it's like, yeah, we were listening. Google has said the same thing. All of them have said the same thing. This is the thing. This is the thing where they locked up Snowden and wanted to treat him as a treasonous, whatever you want to call it, enemy to the state. They tried to go after him for treason because he was saying they're listening to everything. That's all he said. They're listening to everything. It's not the Patriot Act. They're not just going after bad guys. They're listening to everybody to talk about everything. And they were like, oh, we have to go. We have to stop him. He's an enemy to the state.
Well, no, I mean,
he just said what we all knew they were doing anyway.
I personally could care less about that. It does not bother me that I can talk to you in our home about wanting to buy a new car. And the next time I open Facebook, it has car ads. That doesn't bother me. I mean, I don't live a life where I don't care that people know what I'm doing.
Right.
I don't. I'm not trying to
Right
hide
now.
anything. No, I'm not. I mean,
Right now.
what do you mean like by right now?
So one
I
of
mean, if they got into our bank account, they'd be disappointed as hell.
one of the things that people are concerned about is the free speech portion of it, where you can talk about things and not be in trouble for talking about things. And that's exactly what they're trying to do with this. They're trying to say that you can't have an open source conversation with people about anything without them controlling the content. That's actually what the Democrats were running on as a ticket item this year about controlling free speech. That was actually a talking point from Hillary and from Kamala. We have to stop all these people from talking about everything. They can't do this on social media. We have to regulate all this. That was a big push by the Democratic Party this year, was to stop people from openly talking about anything.
Well, I mean, I don't
That
understand
was their big
why,
push to try to make TikTok go away. They
but
could
keep
control.
Facebook.
No,
I
I
mean,
know, but listen,
that it's double standards.
Mark
It's
Zuckerberg was just on Rogan and he talked about how they gave him $500 million to steer all the conversation their way. And he said, and it was dirty money, and I took it. And I did what they wanted me to do because they were
who's
threatening
they?
Congress, Congress members, and presidential hopefuls.
Well, I mean, I don't think it
But
matters
he was
whether
like,
there's a Republican
he's
or a
like, what do I
Democrat.
do? Say no, and then they shut me down?
I don't care if there's a
But
what
they
party.
were using him to direct the conversation. It's all about controlling the ideas, controlling the thought, controlling the message. And if they feel like if you have control of the message, you can control everybody else. And it just so happens that the perfect storm came about with Donald Trump running for president this year, where it all went sideways. And the people finally rose up and said, you know what? We've had enough of this.
I don't think that what's going on in Congress is going to change because Donald Trump is going to go in office tomorrow. The insider trading bullcrap that goes on and the greasing of palms and dirty money buying votes, it's going to always be there, no matter whether it's a Democratic president or a Republican president.
True.
It is not right for people that are in Congress to be able to buy stock like that.
Yeah.
It is not right. That should be something that I don't know. I mean, there should be some kind of.
You should at least make your cousin do it.
Well, I mean, there's always loopholes for everything.
Sure.
But I don't know. I mean, I don't. You are taking a service position, right? I mean, you are nominated by the people to serve the people.
Right. But their job from day one is, how do I keep this job and keep making money?
Why does it always have to be the wealthy that get into
because
Congress?
You can't run if you're poor.
That's I mean,
you can't afford advertising.
So that's discrimination.
No, it's opportunity.
It's
financial opportunity.
And that's
the biggest thing that TikTok.
Well, that means right there that finance money is what runs our government.
Sure. Corporation
doesn't have anything to do.
That's why they've been saying it in songs all these years. Companies run government.
It doesn't have anything to do with whether or not a person is capable of being a good public servant.
Right. There's plenty of good people out there, and we didn't vote them in.
I mean, because let's face it, a person who's already filthy rich anyway, they really have that. All they want is more gain. They do not care about the average person working like you and I are.
But then you have the unaverage people like Elon, who's just like,
he's not in Congress. He didn't get voted in.
Yeah, but also he's like, I couldn't care less about money. Like at this point,
I'm not saying he's not. He's also not run for a public office.
No, yet.
I mean,
I don't know that he can. I think he's actually from South Africa, so I don't think he legally can run for certain offices. But I mean, he's got enough to do. I don't think he wants to be a public servant.
I don't know anything at all about Elon Musk as far as what his agenda is.
But to me, it's been interesting to see how things have developed, how TikTok has actually been sort of a rallying cry for a lot of people who felt like they've been bullied and run over enough to where they've gotten together, whether it's through different politics or different gender backgrounds or colors or races or whatever, just because they're all realizing that it's the government versus us. And it is. We voted them in, and yet the minute they're in power, a lot of them seem to think, okay, now I can do whatever the hell I want. And because we haven't stopped them, there's been no recourse.
Why is there a term limit on the presidency, but there's not term limits on Congress or the Senate or the whatever? I mean, why?
Because it was voted on.
By the people that've been there for all these years? What are
Yeah.
what I mean,
Certain
why is it not
presidents
voted on by us?
certain presidents stayed longer than they were supposed to, and then they made laws of saying you can only serve 2 terms.
Okay, so who voted on that? Did the people, like
Mm,
all of us in a
I
vote,
don't know.
or did Congress vote on that?
I'm not sure.
Because I could see where Congress would vote no, there shouldn't be term limits on Senate and House
Well, that's
seats.
why there's a lot of young up and comers who are running on a ticket of there should be limits. Even our Vice President Vance has said that. Even Trump has said that.
Well, I don't think they should be there for 40 and 50 years,
No.
25, 30 years.
Mm-mm.
I mean, and the reason is because times have changed so much.
Yeah.
We need somebody younger. We need to be more in touch with.
But not too young.
No, I don't think 20 years old. No,
No.
25 years old, 30, maybe that's even still too young. But these 70 and 80-year-olds, I'm sorry, even
They're out
don't
of
get me
touch.
wrong, Trump is not young.
He's pretty sharp considering his age,
I mean,
but he has to be. I mean, kind of necessary.
yes, but we also just put somebody in office that is,
We didn't. Somebody did.
what do you mean?
Talking about Biden?
No,
Oh.
I'm talking about Trump.
Oh.
I mean, even at Trump's age, he is by all standards, he's, well into his senior years.
Sure.
And, we just gave him control. I mean, no, you didn't really give him control. I mean, he can't just go up there and do whatever he wants because there's too many, I mean, I guess that's why we have the House and the Senate, is so that somebody can't just go in there and do exactly what they want.
I'm
But
looking forward to the next 4 years.
I think the next 4 years are going to be better than the last 4.
I feel really inspired that the next 4 years is going to be fun. Fun to watch.
It's going to be a show for sure.
He might get in the office and be like, all right, CIA killed Kennedy. There's aliens in the ocean. You want to meet them? I'll have them on CNN tomorrow.
I did hear that the
My favorite
inauguration
podcast
tomorrow.
and stuff I heard. Just want to come down to Florence and hang out with Josh. I think he's got a good head on his shoulders.
I did hear that the inauguration tomorrow will be indoors.
Indoors.
It's the first time in 40 years that the inauguration has taken place indoors.
Which I asked you, is it because of weather?
Yes,
or
it is
because of security risks?
Nothing was said about security reasons. It was all based on the weather. And actually, Trump himself made the decision to pull it inside.
Okay.
Because the weather tomorrow in DC is supposed to be, the high is only like 22 or something like that.
Way you get people from not
20,
being outside where you get sick.
But now they're also going from an audience of, if I understood this right, they're going from an audience of a couple of 100,000 people to less than 100,000 because they're moving it indoors to some rotunda opening area where they can get a lot of people, but they can get nowhere near as many as what would have attended the inauguration outdoors. It's the first time in 40 years since Ronald Reagan's second term inauguration, it was indoors because the high that day was 7, the day he was his second term inauguration.
They could have done it in like the Detroit Lions Stadium. It holds enough people.
Why they don't do it in a place like that, I'm not really 100% sure. I'm sure security has a lot to do with it. But then again, outdoors in DC.
Well, I mean, also he's been in these UFC fights and football stadiums and stuff plenty of times. I'm sure security was part of that as well.
Who?
Donald Trump.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, it did not say
almost every UFC game, every UFC match, and
it did not say that security was the issue for them moving. He made the decision to move it indoors. It was for the weather because the weather's supposed to be really bad there.
Probably need to be local that way you can just get right to work.
I guess I did see an interview with his wife where she was saying, I forget who interviewed her, one of the big news networks, one of the ABC, NBC, one of the big ones. She said that there is a 5 or 6, 7 hour, very short time period. The Bidens will be living in the White House up until sometime tomorrow. And then there's like a 5-hour changeover where they literally move the Bidens out and move the Trumps in
with their staffs.
with their furniture, like their personal
Oh.
furniture, because she said that in the
You don't reckon that's Mayflower that does that, right?
they didn't ask what moving service. Because she is going to split her time between New York because their son is going to school there, Florida because that's where their primary residence is at, is in
Mar-a-Lago,
Florida,
yeah.
and then in the White House. And they asked her what was different this time about going into the White House as opposed to the first time. And she said that just knowing what to expect,
Yeah.
that she knew what rooms they would be moving into as far as their personal rooms, and she knew what kind of their own private furniture she was taking with her. She said that she felt more comfortable this time. They asked her about the communication between them and the Bidens, and she said that the communication lines had been really good. That she was working very well with the first lady right now and getting things squared away. And she said that it is a very, very fast changeover, that there will not be days after the 20th. They will literally be staying the night of the 20th in the White House in their own private furnished. It will be furnished with their own furniture by then. So, I mean, I was like, wow, that is quick. I never realized it was that fast. I mean, I know that one president moves out and, his family, and one moves in, but I never realized it was just a few hour changeover.
Well, it's got to be a lot easier when you have a staff of people.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
It's not like Trump's carrying boxes and be like, "You got that other box?"
Yeah, but I still never really thought about it being that quick.
Plus, it's not like they have to move any kitchen stuff. I'm sure they have a staff that cooks for them everywhere they go anyway.
Yeah, and I would think that staff probably
it's just like
stays.
Their clothes.
Yeah, I'm sure that part of the staff stays the same.
Yeah.
The maybe the cook staff and that kind of stuff.
Maybe.
But yeah.
I don't know how that works. Be a neat show to watch.
And see, a lot of people, I mean, I'm sure I will see parts of the inauguration tomorrow. I am off work tomorrow.
Instead of like Downton Abbey, it'd be Downton Pennsylvania Avenue or something.
I'm actually off work tomorrow because tomorrow is a holiday.
Yeah, okay. Rub it in.
Yeah. I want to see what's her name? Melania?
Yeah.
I want to see what she wears because she is the most classy, well-dressed lady. I mean, I just can't wait to see what she wears.
She's a lady.
I mean, she's a former model, so of course she's got the height, and I mean, she's just a very beautiful lady. Can't wait to see what she wears tomorrow.
So I kind of made the joke about being in a blackout time period, and then we also went through a plague of our own timeline. So you think about all the things that have happened in human history, and you think, wow, we're having that in our lifetime, our really right now. Okay, cool.
Well, I mean, it's not like the internet went out.
No, but it was the dark ages for us.
What, just 14 hours?
14 hours. It was like, what do I do with my hands now?
No, I was perfectly fine. I did not start TikTok until just recently.
I'll be honest, it'd be worse if it was YouTube.
I don't know. It didn't.
I use YouTube so much for fixing stuff around the house.
Yeah, I could see that.
And entertainment. And there's so much I do where I'm like, how do I do this? And thank goodness there's people on YouTube that share videos.
Yeah, I could see that with you. Like I say, it wouldn't bother me. I didn't get on the TikTok bandwagon until just recently.
TikTok to me is more entertainment.
Yes.
I could almost do away with television. There's so much to watch on TikTok. But there are great television shows. I mean, there's still good stuff that comes out. But yeah, I mean, so YouTube. Let's talk about YouTube for a second. I used YouTube to help fix something, and I've been wanting to do this for a while. Recently, I had done the transmission work.
There's no we. Murano. I didn't help at all.
I said we, and I thought, reel it back, Josh. Recently, this is the stuff I heard. So I'd used TikTok to learn how to do, not TikTok. I'd used YouTube to learn how to change out the transmission fluid and filter on your Murano. And that sort of gave me the confidence to do the one on my truck. I had kind of put it off because I didn't know what I was doing. And finally, I went and searched, and I was like, all right, let's just look and see if somebody's done a video. And sure enough, I found one video of a guy. One. Now, here's the thing is, I don't know if you remember when we were looking at this truck, They had just started out with different kinds of transmissions.
Yeah, I paid attention to that. No, I didn't know that.
Do you remember the conversation where I said they have these new trucks that switch over to 4 cylinders when you're on the freeway, but then it switches back to 8, and I don't want to do that because that's new and it's going to break down.
No.
You remember that?
Mm-mm.
Do you remember the part where I said they have these new transmissions where it's got a dial up here that you just turn the dial to drive? I don't want to do that. I want a thing I can touch and
Mm-mm.
shift up. You don't remember that either?
Nope.
There was a lot that happened then you didn't pay attention to. Anyway,
When you start talking cars, you know what I hear? The same thing you hear when I start talking washing powder.
okay.
Charlie Brown's school teacher.
So anyway, I made the better choice. I went with the 6-speed. In 2013, the 6-speed transmission was a better transmission than the 8-speed because it was new. They hadn't worked out the bugs yet. But if you go on YouTube to look at how to do this stuff, most of the videos that I found were on the 8-speeds. And so I found one guy doing the work on a 6-speed. And I was like, oh, thank goodness. This is going to be the one that I need. And watched his video. And it kind of gave me the confidence of going, oh, I can do that. That doesn't look too hard. Went on Rock Auto. Rock Auto is really good about like giving you the actual item that you use because they're not going to sell you something that doesn't work. Whereas if you like look up stuff on Amazon, sometimes they just put out everything with keywords and it's not exactly the right item. So I was able to go on Rock Auto and find the exact item and then use that item code on Amazon to then get it at a better price and get it quicker. And that worked out great because I was able to change the oil and the transmission fluids and filters for $147, whereas if we'd have taken it to a dealership, it would have costed over $1,000 easily.
Yeah, probably.
So, and I did it in a matter of 4 hours total.
Matter of 4 hours.
I mean, well, and I did. Here's the thing: the oil took me 30 minutes. It was no big deal. And
well, I mean, yes, if you don't have a car lift like a dealership or
and I made YouTube videos
does.
while I was doing it, so I'm on my back and going, "Where's my phone?" You know, which are on YouTube if you're watching. So, I thought, yeah, let's make a video. I've made videos in the past of like changing the oil, but I thought, I'm down here, might as well make another video. Sure, why not? So yeah, I was able to shoot videos. Did this transmission work for the first time ever? Hey, there's a little kid in the bushes.
What?
There's a little kid. He's playing war with his buddies.
Yeah, I see him.
Anyway,
it's awful chilly out there. He's got no shirt. I mean, he's got no jacket on.
Yeah.
Jeez, it must be nicer out there right now.
It is. It's like 62 degrees.
Okay, so the colder wind's blowing, and the colder air's coming in with that wind.
Plus, he's hiding in the bushes, so it's probably warmer. Got to make sure he gets out of there before he freezes to death later. Yeah. Oh, there. Oh, he got caught. Yeah, his buddy caught him.
I can't see that's behind me.
Yeah. So anyway, you know, thankfully YouTube was allowed me to not only do the research, find a way to do it myself, and then do it, but also I could share it with other people, my version of it, because this guy's video, while it was great, wasn't me. And let's face it.
Oh, unless you think you did a better job.
Let's face it. If you're gonna watch a video, you might as well watch mine because I'm more entertaining. I'm gonna talk about the real life thing. I don't have the perfect garage and I can't put it on a lift and be like, you see right here? See, it's just me on my back and going, oh God, where's this thing at? Oh, there it is. You know what I mean? It's entertainment value. So yeah, you get the job done with entertainment.
Yeah,
value.
when you came in yesterday, boy, you were filthy.
The sad part is I actually cleaned myself up before I came in. I taken paper towels and washed my face off.
Yeah,
and
I took a picture of that. Of course, our friends just think it's hilarious that anytime you talk about having to do anything, I watched a video. I watched a video.
Why is that hilarious? That is how you learn.
I forget what we were talking about drywall, and you were like, I bet we could watch a video, and our friends were like, no, we're not watching a video.
I've done drywall before.
No.
Matter of fact, I got to thinking about it. The last time I did drywall was when Dad and I built that sewing room for Trish. We knocked down a part of our roof and built a room on.
Yeah, but you were also working with somebody who had experience doing drywall.
Baby, I have experience doing drywall. Do you see any holes in the walls of where I've moved stuff to be on the ceilings? And
it's one thing to patch a hole to move a.
I also built a room with Dad where we built soffits and everything to create this sewing room for Trish that looked professional. And
okay. So you're saying you can remodel our bathroom?
I'm not against it. I can watch a video.
I can watch a video. That is your line for everything.
I can make a video while I'm doing it.
I mean,
but also, am I wrong?
I can watch a video.
Am I wrong?
We're going to World War III. Oh, let's just go watch a video.
Well, I already know how to do that.
No, I will have to say the videos that you've watched on YouTube, yes, have been very helpful. You've saved a lot of money doing that. I didn't.
Let's just laugh at Josh
There are
for
something
doing
brain
great.
surgery. You're going to watch a video to.
No,
Okay.
no.
I mean, there
I'm
are
gonna go to
some
a
things.
professional that's watched the video.
There's that.
They paid big money to watch the right videos.
Yeah, there
No,
is that.
no, but I mean, it's. I don't know why it's hilarious that I think I can do everything.
I wonder if there's videos out there for. I mean, literally, like something like changing a baby's diaper.
Probably. I know there's videos about surgeries because we've watched those. Remember when mom had her knee
Yes,
surgery?
but it's
We were
not
like,
to
I
show
wonder.
you how to do it at
No,
home.
no, but I wonder if they have a video about it. They're like, oh my God, they have a video.
Yes, but it's not do it yourself.
No, and that's not a DIY thing.
No,
No.
no.
But the things we've talked about doing are all DIY things. Drywall is a DIY thing.
Okay, go.
Listen, I looked on Reddit last night because I was curious. I was like, what would it take to drywall a small shed? I was curious to see what was out there. And this guy out in California said, here's an example. And at first I thought I was looking at their shed. I was like, this looks just like their shed. He's like, I'm looking to drywall this, and the local guy told me $5,000 to mud it, or to put drywall up and mud it and insulate it. And people were on there commenting, and several of them were like, I'm a contractor, and you got a pretty decent price because I'd have charged more. Because what I got to do is I got to take two guys away from a job. It's going to take them a week to do the job because it's small and meticulous, and it's just a busy work kind of job. He said, so I got to pay them at least $1,200 to do the job, and then you got to buy materials, and then people are commenting underneath it going, well, that's ridiculous. Like this really would take a day for someone to put up their own sheetrock and another day to mud. And it's like you could do it with the person. Why don't you do it yourself? And the guy's like, well, I'm trying to like help out a family that was in a wildfire. They lost their home, so they're going to move in with us. And I figured I could use this as an office space, and I want to get it done quick. And the guy's like, well, then I guess you're paying $5,000, or you do it yourself in a hurry. So anyway, it's a DIY thing.
Yeah.
I really feel supremely confident that we could do it.
Well,
but whatever.
we don't have
Whatever.
any drywall work that needs to be done at the moment, so we're
Not
good
right now.
So we're good for now. Just start watching the videos, and we can remodel a bathroom.
You already said that was going to be our next thing, the closet. Well, the closet first.
Yeah, but we weren't taking down sheetrock in the closet.
No,
Just
No.
shelving and starting over.
we weren't planning to take down sheetrock.
No, we weren't planning to do that.
Yeah.
We were not planning. I guess we could take it.
Listen,
I wouldn't want to take that down just
it could be worse.
okay.
It could be a lot worse.
Yeah, we could live in California and not have a house.
No, I mean you could live with a guy who's like, I don't know, you got to hire a guy.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I'm not saying that you watching a video is just
Yeah.
everything out of your mouth is, I'm gonna watch a video. I'm gonna watch a video. It is funny. You'd have to be on this end to hear it.
Sounds like you're making fun of me.
No, not in the least bit. I appreciate the fact that you change our oil and our transmission
And I
fluid,
sew for you,
and you sew.
and I cook.
Yes, you do.
I do all kinds
And you
of
buy the
things.
groceries.
And yeah, you give me grief about watching videos to learn. I'm learning. I'm making myself better,
You're making yourself better.
and I'm helping you, helping others.
Speaking of changing the subject here just a little bit,
This is stuff I heard, by the way. So this may not be true.
I did hear on the news that out in California, I think some of the fires have actually been contained
Hmm.
because they had really, I think the weather was a lot better for them this weekend. They are predicting that more of what are the winds called?
Santa Ana.
Are expected to pick back up this coming week. But I also heard in that same exact news story, which I thought was just absolutely horrible, that some of the homes that were actually not burned in several of the big fires, where they have dumped water
Mhm.
or whatever that retardant fire retardant stuff that's
Mhm.
supposed to help, where they have dropped a lot of that in different places has started to cause mudslides.
Mhm.
So now some homes that actually made it through not getting burned have been destroyed due to the mudslides.
Mhm.
And I'm like, oh my goodness.
Here's the thing: is you're on top of a mountain, and people go, "So you want flood insurance?" And you're like, "No, I don't need flood insurance." And then this happens. Guess what? You don't get a house.
Yes, but
You don't have insurance for floods.
So-
and that's flood damage.
so water being dropped out of an airplane for
Yep. Welcome to loopholes
Oh
with
gosh.
insurance. Isn't that fun? That's like when we came here. Somebody asked me when we started off our policy. They said, "Do you want flood insurance?" And I was like, "No. Oh, wait, I don't want flood insurance here.
It might be something we need to add.
We're nowhere near water. Nowhere near it.
Yes, but a
There's a
hurricane
retaining pond over
but a
there.
hurricane we've
That's
seen
not a
what
flood.
we've seen how much
That's
water
not a
can get
flood.
can
That's a
get dropped.
hurricane.
I'm sure a lot of these
Plus, we're
people
the highest property in this whole neighborhood.
I'm sure a lot of people in Asheville thought the same thing.
And there's also like no rivers anywhere near us.
Like I said, I'm sure a lot of
There's
people in
nothing.
Asheville thought the same thing.
Yeah.
But also the other thing I saw was that, the commercials, Jake from State Farm,
Yeah.
because we actually have State Farm insurance on our autos and our home, have for a
Allegedly.
year.
Okay.
No, not allegedly.
This is a public
Oh,
podcast. People can hear this kind of.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, we got State Farm. Go ahead.
The commercial, Jake with State Farm.
Yeah.
Apparently he has had to, the guy that is the actor that did that commercial, or I don't know if it was just a random fella they picked
No,
off,
he's an actor.
off the street. I'm sure he, what is the word, auditioned for it, but he has had to like block all of his social media accounts because of the backlash he is getting from policyholders because of the issues with the
Oh.
insurance,
Oh.
with them.
Yeah, so
I mean, and I get it.
I watched
He is not
I watched
State Farm just because he does the commercial.
I watched a thing where that all started on that commercial, and it was an actual guy named Jake from State Farm. He actually worked in the home office there, and they were like, "Hey, we're thinking about doing a commercial with some local people, and would you like doing it?" And he's like, "I got an idea." And they did that with him in the first couple of commercials, and they were like, "Holy crap, this is really taking off!" And he was like, "Yeah, it's like just a thing." And
Oh
they're
yeah,
like,
he's
"We
been
need
doing
to
the
hire an
commercials for
actor."
a while.
No, then they
Oh,
hired the actor to
oh.
be the Jake from State Farm guy, and everybody's like, "Why is he suddenly
Now, are
black?"
you thinking of the same commercial? I'm thinking of
The
the.
original one with the white dude sitting in the cubicle. He's like, "What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?" He's like, khakis." That's the original Jake.
Oh,
The guy
okay.
who's doing Jake now is an actor, and he's just playing the Jake guy.
Well, now who plays what? What insurance is the Mayhem guy?
I don't
Because I
know.
think he is an actor.
He is.
He's
He's a comedic actor.
Yeah, I recognize him way more than I
He's
do the
done
guy that
movies
plays
and
Jake
stuff.
from State Farm.
Right. He's done movies and
Yeah.
stuff.
I wonder if he's getting any issues with hearing backlash about. I mean, because let's face it,
If
somebody
you're
doing a commercial is not a representative of the insurance company.
yeah, but you're also accessible through social media.
Yeah.
So you have to make a choice. If you're going to be a celebrity, you got to decide how much of a celebrity do I want to be. I mean, that's kind of like Bert Kreischer saying that people were randomly showing up at his front door, being like, "Holy crap, this is really your house!" And he's like, "Yeah, what are you doing here?" I mean, it was it's one of those things where sometimes you share a little bit of your celebrity life, and people take it a little too far. Dad had that happen, weirdly enough, more than once, where people showed up at his hometown and showed up at his doorstep, and they're like, "Hey," and he's like, "Ah, who are you?" It really freaked him out. That's when he got into buying all the guns. But,
Yeah. I'm not the
hi,
kind of
Dad. Love you.
I'm not the kind of person that's going to go seek out somebody because I've seen them on the internet.
Yeah. Well, but there's different levels of celebrity, right?
Meaning,
Think about it. I mean, we know people that are kind of celebrities in our little area, but not really celebrities when you talk about the whole world. I mean, what's an example? Adrian does stunt work. She's been in some movies. She's kind of a celebrity to some people. To us, she's just family. Um, you know, we know a guy who used to be the radio guy,
yeah, but I
and
mean, even
he's just
if
a guy,
even if
but it's
I
still a
knew
celebrity in some people's eyes, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's him!" And it's like, "Where the hell's going from?"
if I saw him in them in public, yes.
Yeah.
I don't think that
Who's the
I'm
most
the kind
famous
of
person you think you know?
I don't think I'm the kind of person that would even go seek out Tom Brady if I knew what his home address was.
Yes,
I'm
you
not.
would.
No, I would not.
Like Tom. So
No, no. I mean,
my husband's watching the video. You just want to high five him and stuff. Be like, isn't that
No.
funny?
No, I mean, I'm just not that kind of person. It wouldn't make any difference who it was.
Who do you think the most famous person is that you know?
Mickey Mouse.
No, person. I said person. Mickey
That I
Mouse is an
know?
icon.
That I don't know any famous people. I mean, I don't.
I mean, mom's kind of famous. That's a different kind of famous. I mean, in the medical profession.
But I mean, I didn't go seek out her address just because I knew who
No,
she was.
no. But I was thinking, like who? I mean, Charles is kind of famous
And like I said,
to a lot of people.
I'm just not the kind of person that would go
Um,
randomly look for my, I don't know,
I mean, Dad's got
an actor that I thought
47,000 subscribers on YouTube. I guess he's kind of famous
I
in
would
certain
not go
light.
look up my favorite actor address and then go hop on a plane and fly to wherever they live and then go
But that's
walk.
because you have a good mental health.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
but
What if they were your neighbor though, and you'd be like, "Come on, he's right there." You want to go over
I don't
there?
think I think if they were my neighbor,
go
you
say
would
hi.
see them from time to time
They're
and you
mowing
would
the
wave.
grass. Go out and say hi.
Yeah.
Say
I mean, if I
say
saw them
hi.
out mowing the grass, I would wave.
Honey, come over. Meet Tom. He's out here cutting the grass. Hey, Tom, you want to throw a ball later? Maybe. No, you don't think?
No, I
You don't think
think.
if Tom Brady was our neighbor, you'd be like, "You guys throw the ball a little bit.
No.
Maybe take your shirt off."
Would I watch if he cut the grass with his shirt off? Sure, most definitely.
We're thinking about game night. You guys want to come over and play game night? Yeah. Yeah, that would change really quickly if you were a neighbor. Also, why would he be our neighbor? That's so
He
weird.
wouldn't.
What a weird thing to bring up. Anyway, can't believe you thought of that. So this is what it's like being at our house. Welcome to Stuff I Heard.
Oh goodness.
Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up. I can tell you're exhausted. Thank you everybody for listening and watching, and thank you for all the people who brought TikTok back. I didn't want to be in the dark ages of not knowing what to do with my hands. Now
It's not the dark ages.
Now I have stuff I can entertain myself with by scrolling screens. Congratulations to the Washington Redskins. I'm going to call them the Redskins forever. Jaden Daniels.
Who are they now?
The Commanders.
Oh,
stupid. Go Redskins. In honor of David Boisvert, old Frenchie. You remember Frenchie?
Mm-hmm.
He's a big Redskins fan. And I mean, it's hard not to root for the Redskins, but also go Redskins. So anyway, that's it. I'm gonna wrap this up. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Appreciate all of you. If you like this, stick around for more future episodes and give us a thumbs up. Share this with your friends. And as always, cue the cow.
Cue the cow. Moo, baby.